Thank you, Val. I will go into the recap and the questions, but first I want to say a few words. I'm heading the product team of the Wix Partners team, which means our focus is everyone here on this call, all of our partners. This team has been live for 5 years now, and it's always have been our mission to build the best tools for you to be efficient in your day-to-day, to deliver the best sites and your best work to your clients. And we always had to do it over the do-it-yourself platform. And this is such an exciting moment for me right now, being able to go over with you like the full platform that is end-to-end built for you, for freelancers and agencies, for web professionals. And we no longer have to build those solutions on top of the do-it-yourself platform. We are now building this whole platform just for you. And the piece that we're going to cover today is the workspace, right? So there are two pieces to this platform. One is the editor that you probably have seen other webinars and Q&As regarding that issue and that topic. And I'm going to focus today on the other piece, the management piece. Okay, so first we're going to do a little recap, and then I'll go into the Q&A. So after you go ahead and switch from Wix to Wix Studio, take that decision. If you're the owner of your team, then you'll switch immediately, and then automatically every team member in your team at Wix, in your partner's dashboard, will automatically be switched as well. Okay, so I land here. This is me. I can see here a presentation of myself with my own user profile. And here I can see a representation of my agency, Joy Agency. Since I'm an agency who work with multiple agencies, I can see all of the other teams that has invited me. This is my own personal space that I created for myself. But then here are other agencies that invited me to be part of their team. I'm doing some freelancing work for them. But now we look at this workspace, and here you can see that when I moved, everything moved with me, right? I can see all of my sites in my sites, and I can see my partners program, everything moved with me. You can see all of my sites. I already made a lot of websites on Wix Studio Editor, so you can see it marked here. But I see that, my sites went through a facelift. You can see we now have filters, so you can filter based on the plan type, if it's published or not, the editor type, all the things that was covered in the webinar. Of course, I can download a CSV with the list of my sites. And my favorite thing here is managed views. If I have some filters that I want to turn on, then I can, let's say I want only premiums that are published and are built on Studio Editor. Okay, let's say just Wix. Then I can save this view. Okay, and then I can say published premium. And from now on, every time when I start my day and I want to start with the published premium, I can just click this view and start my day with this view. When I have about 500 sites. I'm sure you have many sites too. So this is a great new addition for me. Okay, let's see what else is in here for the recap. So I skipped this one, the Discover tab. This is for you for right now, starting with Wix Studio. This is perfect because it has everything you need to know about Studio Editor and the new workspace. It starts here. You can watch 2 minutes, 3 minutes videos and get up to speed with all the things that Wix Studio can do. And if you want to dive a little deeper, you can get hands-on and try our sandboxes. It's actually websites that once you go in, you can play around with and learn the Wix Studio way. And then here, this is something I think would please you because partners, really, it's important for you to stay up to date with every new release and every new update that we have. So you can tell your clients if you can take on a specific project or not. So in here, we'll have the upcoming events. Right now is the sessions and the webinars and all of the new releases. And if you want to view more, you'll click here and then, sorry, my Wi-Fi. the new update center is opening, news center, and you can filter based on your needs, right? So if I'm only doing e-com, I can see, or services, I can see here if there are any updates specifically for services. And this one update specifically is for those tags. So this is how you can stay up to date with the studio. And moving on, here you can find inspiration with sites built on Wix. And of course, don't forget, there's a new mobile app. I don't know if it was discussed in the webinar or not, but super cool app where you can take leads if you have the marketplace or just manage your sites on the go, which is fabulous. Okay, so we talked about the Discover tab and sites. You can see here when I switched, my level, my partners program level moved with me, all of the points that I've earned. You can see here all of the benefits and everything. Another thing I want to point out is that we really emphasized client-agency relationship. So I'll just remind you what was discussed in the webinar, that we now have 2 new tools. One is the client kit, where I can create a client kit for any Wix Studio site that I could create. I'll just choose one now for the and get going. Sorry, my Zoom is interrupting. Yeah. So once I choose this site, my dashboard opens up. You can see the client kit wizard. My Wi-Fi is a little slow, as you can see. So my wizard is opening up for the site that I've chosen, and I can choose resources to add. Any resource that I add here will be visible to my client. It's a kit for my client. So I can choose any videos and docs I can upload here, some files from my own computer, or I can use, sorry, this is, my Wi-Fi is, we'll leave this for now. So once I add resources made by me, for example, videos that I took to explain to my clients about how to use Wix, or maybe the brand guideline for their website, or I chose a tutorial made by Wix about bookings, about anything that I want my client to know more about, then it's all added here. And you can see here on this preview how the client dashboard is going to look like. They will have here the resources kit, and then you can choose to show or not show your details here, the agency details. This was created by Rotem to you. And of course, finally, you can choose the client that is going to see this. Let's go back to the workspace. So this is one tool. We talked about client-agency relationship. Let's go over the other tool. So, throughout the process of client and agency relationship, from the point where it's just a lead and then it's becoming a relationship, and you are building this website for them, you handing it over, you create this client kit for them, and then maybe you stay on a retainer. And if you do, then you would want to maybe send them client reports. This is awesome because basically you set it up once and it is being sent automatically every month without you doing nothing. So you have added value for your client, and you just have to set it up once. Let's try it. So you can see here, this is an example. Let's see how it looks like. I'm gonna actually, this is an example. Okay, so you can see here, this example is for online store, but there's another template for blogs or other business verticals. So let's say for this online store, I'm choosing who's going to receive it. I want for a coffee shop to have one person receiving this email. I'll choose this person who is a contributor or an owner of this site. This site doesn't have any collaborators. Try another one. Oh, Wi-Fi link. So once you choose a recipient, you are then able to see how the report is going to look for them. Let's say I chose Yuval to receive this email for this site every month. She's my client. So you can see here, these stats are going to change every month automatically by Wix. All you have to do is choose Yuval, my client, and then click, yes, I want her to receive this every month. There's also the option to add if it will let me. No? Okay. You have the option of adding your logo and changing the background to make it a little bit like, give it your own touch. So that's pretty cool, and I wanted you to know this tool. Another thing I want to highlight from the webinar, which is a big deal for for all of you should be, is that we've added into the premium subscription that you know back from Wix. First of all, we made it easier to digest. It's different from how it looked like because there are so many, for freelancers and agencies, so many premium plans they have to handle. And so here at the top, these 3 little boxes are everything, because here you can see your upcoming renewals, any unassigned subscriptions and payment problems. You want to know about it right away, right? So today with Wix Studio, you can go here and see if there are any unassigned premiums that you should assign to any site that you choose, and so on. All right. Customer care tickets is a big one that I want to talk about. It has been a feature request coming from partners for a very long time now, and I'm excited to see it out for you. So this is a history log of all of your agencies or your team's customer care tickets, and this is since forever. Okay, so here you can see Danielo from my team has 2 tickets. They're closed at this point, but I can go back and view the entire conversation that Danielo had with the agent, the support agent, and I can see which site it was on, related to, and everything. So this is great, I think, and you can create a new ticket right from here without going to the support center. So new stuff. All right, you can see here that revenue share and marketplace for those of you who are eligible are right here in the left sidebar, as they used to be in the partners dashboard. Everything moved with you. Last but not least, your day-to-day has to be efficient. Okay, you want to deliver not just only beautiful sites, but also you want to deliver them fast. And I think these 2 new additions are going to help you get there. One is custom templates. It's exciting because you can just save time by, if you are working with multiple designers in your agency, you can have one designer build a template with your secret sauce, how in your agency you're building your header, your footer, your own way. So you can go ahead and create those your own templates for your agency, and any designer in your agency can reuse them again and again and again. So in here, I already created a few templates. This one is already being used in 2 sites in my agency. We created 2 sites out of this template, and I can use it again and again and create as many as I want. But I think the most exciting thing about this new addition is that we are working right now on a new release. I don't have can't say the exact date of when it's going to launch, but I can share with you that at some point you're going to be able to share and sell templates. So this will also be another earning opportunity if you have custom templates, if you're creating them to make more money other than website building. All right, the second one is custom apps. Here is for all of you that are a little more tech savvy, the devs that are writing code. You should know by now blocks, which is another great earning opportunity for you. And you can create apps. If you click here, you go to the blocks editor where you create those blocks. Blocks are just mini apps or little widgets that you can put in your website. For example, weather widget or a countdown widget. It's just those little mini apps and some of them are not just so user facing. Some of them are just code that is running in the back. So Blocks recently launched and open to all, and now from here, all of your blocks that you build are going to show up here, and you can take quick actions directly from your workspace without going to the blocks editor. For example, adding collaborators from your team, installing on any of your sites. You can publish it to the ad market and make money out of it, and so on. So this is for blocks for custom apps. So these 2 things are the fact that they're here, easy to use, should save you a lot of time. Team management is still here. Settings is still here. But one last thing that I'll show, workspace settings, is where you can change the your logo that you can see here. and the name of your agency, and your URL prefix that will show up in free sites. Okay, you can also delete your workspace, but don't do that. You don't want to delete your workspace. So that's it for now. That you can find in the header all of the resources that you need. I think that's quite of a recap. Maybe we should get to the questions now. the reason why we're all here.
So thank you so much for that comprehensive recap, Rotem, for anyone who has been at the session or anyone who's just joining us and wants to learn about the workspace. So thank you very much. And now we'll dive into some questions that relate to all kinds of all parts of the workspace, really. So maybe I'll get started with this question. We just saw custom templates and custom apps. Is custom branding available in Wix Studio?
Great question. Because as you can see, custom branding is not available in Wix Studio. So just maybe for people who are not very familiar with custom branding here on the call, custom branding is an option for in specific levels in the partners program. There's a benefit called custom branding where you can brand specific parts of your dashboard and your client's dashboard. So for clients, for example, you can add your logo and your agency name in the free site banner. And if you did that, if you set it up in Wix and then move to Wix Studio, then it should appear in your free sites banner here as well. The only thing is everything you set up in custom branding in Wix will transfer here. The only thing is that you're not going to be able to change the logo from here. But Wix Studio has other branding opportunities, right? For your agency, you have your logo here. You can go to settings, business info, set up your logo and your agency name here, and it will appear on your invoices. So custom branding is a little different here, and we didn't move it to Studio, and we're figuring out how we want it to look in Studio. So still not here. Next.
Okay. And regarding other or all Wix partner program benefits, if partners choose to move to Wix Studio, will these benefits still be available?
Sorry, the benefits of partners program.
Partners program. Yeah, sorry.
Right. So let's go here. This is actually, if you're standing on the partners program widget and you click benefits, you can see here all of the benefits. We had 5 levels in Wix, and now we have 4 levels. And icon and legend, if you were icon legend, you're still icon and legend. But you can see here, partners got their 10 gigabyte storage, yay. And all of the benefits are still here. Everything is the same. Keep in mind that you have amazing revenue share benefits right from the beginning. 50% revenue share on specific plans, so be sure to check it out. Not only Legend have their specific benefits, but for others, there are a few selected specific plans that they can do revenue share on. So the answer is yes.
Great. And then next question is, can I transfer a premium plan from a Wix site to a Studio site?
Absolutely. You can just reassign the premium the way you always have. You're just going to go through a specific process. We're going to put an article up. We get this question a lot. So we're going to have an article where you usually read all of the support articles. You can find it here in resources or under help here. You can find in the articles that details exactly how you should do it. But yes, you can reassign your premium from a Wix site to a Studio site.
Mm-hmm. Great. And another question about the transfer, how can I move a Wix site that already exists in the normal, I believe the user meant maybe the classic and well-known Wix editor to the Wix Studio to keep working on it in there?
Yeah, so I think, well, if the intention is, can I move sites to Studio? Well, all of your sites moved with you, right? All of your classic all of your Wix sites move with you. You can see here, these are my Wix sites. They moved with me when I moved to Wix Studio, and also Editor X sites. And here are all of the new made with Wix Studio, and I can create here. I can create on Wix Studio, and I can create on Editor X, and I can continue creating on Wix Editor. But if the question was, can I take a Wix site and migrate it into a Studio site, the specific site? Well, right now you cannot, but I know that the team is working very hard to create a migration tool, so you can take all of your Studio, your Wix site, and turn them into Wix Studio, work on the Wix Studio editor.
So now for a few questions about the workspace itself. One question was, where can I find the CRM and client billing tools?
So I anticipated this question. So, back in Wix, here in the left side navigation bar, we used to have CRM and client billing tools. You don't see them here now because we had technical difficulties when moving to Studio, these functions. And also we've noticed that mostly it's being used by marketplace partners that are in the marketplace. So what we did to solve our technical problems and answer for their needs is we nested it under marketplace. So you can see here that you can find here all of your inbox, and we'll see it now. 1 second. My Wi-Fi is just wonderful today. Wonderful. You can see here, you have your marketplace, and then you can see here under CRM tools and billing tools. It's right here. Okay. So if you have been using CRM and client billing tools in Wix, you will have access here, even if you don't have access to marketplace. What you'll see is you're not going to see anything on marketplace because you're not eligible, but you're still going to see everything, all of your contacts, your inbox, everything is available here for you. But you're just not going to see marketplace. And if you're eligible to marketplace, you'll see marketplace as well. If you haven't used client billing and CRM tools, then you're not going to have access to it. But I'm sure it's going to be more available in the future.
Okay. And speaking of access, we got this question: how can I limit my team members from seeing certain features in the workspace?
Okay. Yeah, I can see why you would ask that, because, for example, if I'm an agency and I add someone in my team as a designer or an SEO expert, maybe I don't want them to see my premiums. Maybe I don't want them to see specific sites. So what I can do, I can go here to my team, and I can go to roles and permission. And in here in role and permission, I can actually manage roles, and I can create new roles, specific roles as to what they see or don't see. And in here, I can manage everything. Let's see here, specifically for Adi, I can change her role. I will demote her, and she's now account admin. She's co-owner. But I can choose any other role. And in here, if we scroll down, I can choose what access I give her. If I give her access to all sites and folders, or I can choose specific sites and folders. I should change her permission in order to do that. But I think because someone else assigned her, maybe I can, there you go, 1 second. Manager. And then here I can decide that I give her specific access to specific folders or sites. Okay. Mm-hmm. And yes.
It's nice. The role, it's also the site they can access with this role in place. Great. And another question about collaboration. Is the feedback tool available in Wix Studio?
The feedback tool. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about feedback. So we actually we had two tools in Wix to provide feedback, clients' feedback to agency. One is the comments tool that is actually available in Studio. If you go to the Studio editor, there's the comments tool there on the left side. You can reach out to your client asking for feedback on specific points. You can actually tag, like in Google Docs, a place like you can tag specific sections even and comment on them to show to your clients and ask specific questions about that. And that's answering the needs of giving and getting feedback. We had another tool in Wix called Get Feedback. which was available from the site dashboard. It answered the same needs in a little different way, but it was a little bit of a duplicate. So what we're doing right now, it didn't move to Studio with us. What we're doing right now is we're doing the thinking of how we can combine these two tools. So we have like all of your feedback needs answered, and we're working on it.
Great. And one last small question about client kits, actually. For resources that I upload to the Media Manager as part of my client kits, do these resources take away from my free site storage space?
Yeah, so remember earlier when my Wi-Fi failed and I couldn't show you how to add resources? That was the client kit. And the good news are, no, it's not taking away from your storage. So no worries, you're good.
Awesome. And yeah, one last question from our users. Is Wix Studio available for consumers?
So right now, as you know, it's only available to a selected group of partners and freelancers and agencies that we already work with. But at some point, we will open it to the public. And when we will, anyone could go to Studio homepage, see that it says the tool for freelancers and agencies. And if a consumer believes that they are, then they will be able to sign up, create an account, and then they'll see the workspace with all of the tools that are relevant for freelancers and agencies. And if at that point they're not convinced it's not the tool for them, they'll go to the Studio editor and understand that probably they should be freelancers or agencies to handle this master tool. So yes, it will be open, but from our experience exposing it to consumers, it's a little bit too much for them. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I believe that's all the questions we were able to answer today. Thank you, everyone, for participating in the Q&A box, asking questions, talking in the chat. It was so appreciated. But also, if you have any questions that we haven't answered, you can head over to our new Wix Studio forum that I mentioned earlier. We also have a Wix Studio Discord community, and we have our product managers there waiting to answer any questions. So feel free to ask away in these two communities. And of course, we always have the Help Center and the Academy with a lot of materials and information to help you get started. So feel free to check those resources out as well for any questions. And before we say goodbye, I just wanted to say we would love to get your feedback. We're about to share a link to a feedback form in the chat. So if you can, let us know how we did. We'll be very, very grateful for any kind of feedback there. And that's it for today. The link again for the feedback form will be shared on chat. And thank you very much. I appreciate you joining. I appreciate you taking the time to come here and get to know the new workspace. Thank you, Wotan, for answering all of the questions so diligently. And yeah, thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Take care.